Good morning as we're back here for more coverage of the 2025 Pro Championships right here from Virginia Beach, Virginia at the Princess Anne Athletic Complex. It's been a great weekend for Ultimate Championship Monday from Pro Champs as we're excited as we got Ann Arbor Hybrid taking on Boston Slow. Both of these teams with different paths to get to this championship game.
Yeah, Slow is that archetypal of when it comes to Pro Champs, when you're in that small pool setting, doesn't matter if you go down a game or two in pools, you can fight your way through the bracket, and they have done exactly that. Wins over Dragonfrest, wins over BFG, who had beaten them previously in the pool play, and they find themselves here facing off against the undefeated Hybrid.
Kelsey Percy along with Anna Caliande. We're excited for this mixed division matchup. We've got some really tough players to watch here in this matchup in the finals. Yuga Shao there for Boston Slow. What does Yuga bring to this battlefield here today?
Yuga Shao is a powerful defender, someone who's going to take some of those really tough handler matchups and going to work to give Hybrid trouble and possibly disconnect them from their cutters downfield. Someone who just you really have to plan for.
And then Rachel Mast just filling up the stat sheet this whole weekend.
Oh, Mast has been unstoppable. Someone that this Hybrid team makes room for. And you're going to see Mast a lot of times in isolation, working as sometimes the release valve, but always finding deep, and that's where that stat sheet starts to fill up.
Hybrid 5-1 all-time against this Boston Slow team. Last played them at the U.S. Open this year in the semis, 15-9 coming out on top. And Hybrid a little bit of a roll since that U.S. Open, 11 straight wins for Ann Arbor.
They are the defending national champions, and right now they are the standard for what mixed ultimate looks like right now in the United States. And they have loaded up since last year. They already had a fantastic roster, but adding players like Jeff Weiss, Abe Coffin, Liliana Hobday, some of the new additions that are fleshing out this Hybrid team and fitting in well. Hybrid showing a lot of chemistry, but not yet at its peak.
So Hybrid donning those iconic purples will receive the pull and start here on offense on the far side of the field.
So, Adekale, you asked me my opinion about those purples. I'd love to know yours. I never got a chance to ask.
I think it's a very staple look for them, right? And, you know, we were talking about yesterday, you mentioned that Hawaiian theme, and just kind of curious to see why they kind of picked that. Being in Michigan, never really thought of kind of that floral beach vibe as well, but
told you, a lot of Lakeshore.
That's
Whole
true.
Lot of Lakeshore.
It's an iconic look, and anytime I see those jerseys, I think of Hybrid. So it's good for their branding, I would say. Good for the brand.
So we're getting a look. Looks like Hybrid will start receiving on offense. Aaron Bartlett, Rachel Mast, Laura Garansher, Makeda Matamore, Abe Coffin, all out there. Going to get a lot of handling from Jonathan Mast as well. This is one heck of a line, and one that you've got to break if you want to put the hurt on Hybrid.
Sidelines getting started and animated. One of the fun things I think about the game of Ultimate especially is that split sideline connection on both sides. As we await the pull here from Boston Slow.
Something that we should mention, if you are a big fan of D3 Men's Ultimate, you won't see Louis DeBevel. LDB will not be present. That's going to be a tough one for the Slow team. The young phenom is just a rock in that handling space and was a nice addition out. They've got a couple other injuries as well, playing with a shorter roster, but they've said that slighter rotation has given them an opportunity for better chemistry from the remaining players. So we'll see how that goes.
So we're underway. Wind really starting to rush in as that pull just making past midfield, and Hybrid trying to make something happen down the field. Good downfield defense from Slow. Bartlett able to find Matamore as they're rushing through, and not able to handle that one is Schwally.
First bobble of the game, and you saw it in the hands, but just didn't corral it effectively, when causing issues already.
It's a pick call down the field.
A little bit of smiles as everyone's catching up after that pick.
Rouse finds Chan.
Hybrid starting off with a flat mark. They know the Slow team likes to attack deep, and field position has proved to be very important on this field this weekend at Pro Champs.
So this not staying stagnant here for Slow, really taking care of it. Want that first score and break of the game.
So something that's been a theme out of Cali has been the high side versus the low side of the field. How well can teams get to the high side and stay there, or stay at least middle of the field? And so far, Slow doing a very good job of executing those swings.
Another pick called. Player will resume. Slow in a prime opportunity here in the red zone. A series of fakes. Finally getting around and trying to stay on that high side, as Kelsey said.
There is a challenge between, are you high side, but are you trapped? And right now, Slow in really good position. They were forced backwards a little bit. That's a win for Hybrid.
And working up the line to Chan. There's a break for Slow as they're on the board here in the final first.
Tyler Chan, one of the exciting additions for this Slow team, just brings so much dynamic in small spaces. And that is a really good sign for this Boston Slow team, that they can get the turn and then execute and just march it down the field. That really grindy style of offense, not always the way they perform. So when they're able to do that in a wind, like I said, could be a good sign of their ability to take this Hybrid team down.
Yeah, something that we've rarely seen this year, especially in the last two big tournaments. Hybrid has not necessarily been coasting, but they have been really dominant.
Oh, that's very true. We've seen them win by 5, win by 8, win by 10, win by more than that. So you're seeing a little bit of communications from that line. They're wanting to confirm number of male matching versus female matching players. So you're going to see the arms out to the side versus the arms up are going to indicate which line is 4 versus 3 female matching players.
Hybrid trying to reestablish themselves. Champeau. Quick movement from this O-line. Smith back around, able to find Weiss.
One of the interesting things, this is not the same offensive line that was out for Hybrid previously. This has a lot of defensive personnel, but this is what makes Hybrid so dangerous, is these, D-line is so offensive capable. I mean, you're looking at Jeff Weiss, Matty Simcoe, Nate Champeau, all out there and able to lead the attack.
Looking to work down the line there to Simcoe. Just continuing to sort of dribble the ball across the middle of the field, flipping sides very quickly. Weiss continuing back around as the wind is just picking up dramatically. Looking for the front corner, just so close to the end line. And finally finding Simcoe, striking to that front corner pylon, and Hybrid's on the board.
So one of the things that impressed me, again, that's the O2, O prime, or rebound line. You pick your vocabulary. Either way, it's a completely second line for a Hybrid to be able to roll out. And for them to hold shows the depth of this Hybrid team. And not just hold, but the way they so comfortably moved upwind, downwind, upwind, across the field. This is a little bit of an upwind, downwind wind, but it's also across field. I mean, the wind just really pulling across towards that low side of the field that Hybrid ended up scoring on, and that they were able to move into the teeth of it, back down again, patiently waiting for the right timing of cut before they strike. That's good red zone offense, and that's good offensive movement in general.
So yeah, don't let the drip fool you there from Simcoe. The bucket hat and the bandana. She gets buckets on the offensive end as well. Good crossover for Hybrid. Swalby to pull for Hybrid. So this has been the more challenging part of the field, going upwind, that we've seen so far here today. So we get our first look at Slow's O-line. It's a pick call downfield. Disc will remain with McNaughton. Having trouble flipping the sidelines from high side to low side. This one floating up and taken care of by Hybrid, and now an opportunity to run with it. And a deep look put up immediately. Waiting there is Nitz with two hands. And just an error behind McNamara. Quickly given back to Slow.
Crushing after how strongly Nitz went up to take that away under pressure from a male matching defender. Now Slow will rip one going the other way.
Upfield, upwind, doesn't matter. Completed just short of the end zone.
Hampton does such a good job of stretching the field.
Tight window, dug up, still not in. And finally squeaking it in. There is Slow, and 2-1 is the advantage.
That is brutal, and Slow completely taking away all of the field positioning gain that the defense had worked for. That's so tough for Hybrid, but you know, they're getting the looks, they're getting their option, they're all the way down. But I love how Slow responded with Hampton just striking deep. But look at this, under pressure. Nitz goes up strong, snags it, looks to reset, give and go, and McNamara, maybe not looking for that, was caught off guard. But the immediate response from Slow rips it to Hampton. And then doesn't panic, able to work and find the open lane. That is a gorgeous shot from McNaughton.
Whitehead on the finishing touches in the end zone. So 2-1. And this mixed final here at Pro Champs. Another upwind point, mast to handle. Princer to swing to Bartlett. Continuing down this near sideline. Mast. Bartlett able to reel that one in.
Hybrid just methodically working their way down the field again, looking to maintain that high side orientation. Smooth like butter.
Easy score there for Hybrid. Really showing that mastery offensively as Matamore able to capitalize and get open, secure that one to tie us up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, I like how Schwally went low on that assist there, just making sure that it wasn't where the wind could get it, just into the chest of Matamore. That's good movement, that's a smooth response, and that's a confidence builder. But remember, folks, the one break of the day so far is on slow side. Hybrid doing what they need to do to get their defense back on the field, but they got to slow down this Hybrid team if they want to create another opportunity.
So far, we're knotted up 2 apiece. You see Sprocket watching, having fun up in the stands, watching some great mixed ultimate. Another beautiful day here in Virginia Beach at Princess Anne Athletic Complex.
Getting their regional eats. We had some kava yesterday. You want good Mediterranean? Kava's where it's at. And no, we're not sponsored. That'd be fun, though.
It would be fun. And shout out to Kava. That was phenomenal lunch. Slow. Trying to eat offensively now. I love the way they're using this full width of the field, low side to high side. It's a pick called. Cortez still working down the far sideline to Cruz.
Just all force side right now, and Hybrid doing a little bit of switching to try and keep position.
Laying out for that D, not able to get a hand on it. Possession remaining alive, but slow. Cruz.
Things always get exciting when Champeau leaves his feet.
Up ahead to Cruz, striking up line. This window getting tighter and tighter, Kelsey, here for slow in the end zone. And Simcoe gets the denial.
Simcoe racking up the stats, 1 goal, 1 D. But a little bit of chaos on the counterattack for Hybrid. That was close. There was a defender nearby, but now they're off to the races.
Weiss will unleash a forehand, looking for Champeau in the end zone. 3-2 Hybrid.
And we are back on serve, folks. You can see Nathan Champeau a little bit gassed, but he rounded that point up, putting body on the line and then hustling deep for that look. That was incredible defense. Just contracting and contracting in the red zone and then pouncing on throwing lanes.
Great team, great work.
It's always got to be a great feeling there for Champeau. Laying your body on the line, even though you didn't get the D, but putting high pressure and then being rewarded on the counterattack.
So Simcoe there got the D for the team, and then Weiss to Champeau, just out to space, and watch the edge of that disc. Keep an eye on the angles that the disc is thrown, because that will truly be the divider of whether the disc lands in the hands of the receiver or it sails out of this park. So trivia question for the folks back home and in our Discord. Who are the 4 teams who won national championships between Slow's 2016 win and Hybrid's 2024 win? And if you're saying, folks, that doesn't math, remember COVID.
That's a good point. Slow looking to answer back, sending one deep. Still up in the air and fielded completely there by Yuga Zhao. And we'll be tied up at 3 apiece again there for number 33.
Remember what I said about when your offense gets broken, the line that you put out really shows the depth of a team. And when you've got players like Yuga Zhao that you can flex out onto that rebound or O-prime line, you know you're in good hands. But that snap attack just roaring towards the end zone. And good execution by the thrower there to set it out to space. Watch this. Again, same edge. Got to be pointing a little bit towards the wind and just sitting down for Yuga Zhao. Doesn't overthrow, but puts it out in front of the defense. And Sarah Nitz was closing fast.
I would say it might be a little facetious there with the team name. Very quick point. Not slow at all. In the end zone. As we're tied up at 3 apiece here in this mixed final.
Adekale, I want someone to write a book on the history of team names and like the inside jokes that go with them, because there are some really good ones in the world of Ultimate.
Oh, 1,000%. I think some of my favorite are just the ones that are maybe forgotten acronyms, right, that make up a team name, or just, like you said, the iconography and the history of each of the teams.
I mean, Noise is one of those for me. No one is safe ever.
That's a great one. Now Hybrid looking to answer. Mast surveying the Mast. Now Bartlett. Mast going to go up top, trying to find Bartlett in crowded territory. But good help defense. Sundaram getting the block.
Sundaram's recognition, that high trajectory gave Sundaram time to read it, detach, and get there in time to help. And now Slow, big opportunity here. You know they'll be looking to send it. They like that field position, especially on a windy day like this.
Some contact and a quick pop-up by Kat Brock.
Adekale, can I use this as an opportunity to talk about how much I like the contact rule and the way it doesn't stop play?
Yeah, keeps the flow moving and allows for cleaner Ultimate for sure. And a low backhand is denied backdoor by Mast. What a read.
That was a little scary from our position. I think that was just we couldn't see how much space was in between. Massive D by Mast and Hybrid striking.
And Matamore racing towards the end zone, not in. A couple of fakes, elects to go backwards to Bartlett. So they're trapped in that front corner.
Hybrid cycling out, trying to make some space at the front cone. Garenser will take up. Nice switch from Slow.
Pick called.
Slow red zone defense just on point right now.
So look for Matamore here in the back of the stack. Front corner pylon. Mast to Matamore. Slight work for Hybrid.
Matamore getting to work twice. Inches short on that deep hook, but gets the goal anyways. That's a gorgeous cut to cone. And again, credit to Hybrid for clearing out that space, making the cutting line available. Yeah, excellent help defense from Slow. And you can see the pressure. That's a teeny tiny window going up line. Mast reads it, gets into the space. There is some contact, but both players come up, and then Jonathan Mast all alone out in the deep is Makeda Matamore. And the race to the front cone won once again by Matamore.
4-3 back and forth action, hydrating Hybrid as they quickly take back the lead. Smith has sent it away. Tough grab, kept alive. They continue down the high side. And denied backdoor, Liana Hobday.
Hobday was all over that one, just pounced on the lane.
And blading into the grass, not ideal there from Weiss. Short field for Slow.
Almost insult to injury. Weiss put his head down after that throw, didn't immediately transition to defense. But now Hybrid with an opportunity, really trying to hold the red zone and end zone line.
And cutting in just in time to secure that disc in the end zone. Looked like Luca Harwood.
So a big hold for Slow. Hybrid able to create some opportunities, this time not able to capitalize on them. Interesting battle so far. Hybrid has been 3 of 4 on their D points. Slow 2 of 4, so they're getting kind of equal opportunities. Hybrid just a little bit more able to capitalize on them, but we're kind of trading breaks here in the final, each team with 1.
Knotted up at 4-piece in this mixed final. Once again, thanks for staying tuned right here on Ultiworld. We hope you have been enjoying the coverage of the 2025 Pro Championships.
Rolling pull from Slow all the way down on the low side, but Mast gets it centered.
Bartlett with the rock going up to Mattimore, able to go up and bring it down. Very close to the end zone, floating, blocked, and Bartlett, it comes off his head. Not able to handle it all the way to the ground, and now a break opportunity for Slow. Chan having trouble. Cardinal, late in the stall count, finally finds Chan.
Gorgeous break throw to get out of that lane.
Chan freeing up. Davis.
Hugo Zhao open wide, deep.
Chan putting one up, but that one is taken care of by Mast.
Mast read that perfectly, maybe even baited that.
Mattimore having to go to the knees to keep possession alive. Schwally. Up ahead to Mast. Bartlett going front corner this time. 1,000% his for the score.
Always interesting in these observed situations where I see a player rolling on the ground with the disc and then spiking it before the observer actually puts the hands up into the air. It just gives me palpitations sometimes. But what an incredible play by Bartlett. Getting low, digging that disc up, and you know that had to feel good after the throw that just hung up too high on the high side. Watch this again. Has a read, makes the safe play, could have gone for it, but sees the player would have absolutely tackled him. but then when it hits down on his head, tries to find it. This beautiful read by Mast. Confident that she could own that space, gets the D, and then Bartlett with the spike down. So if you were with us earlier and saw our trivia question answer coming right here for you, there were 4 teams that have won national champions. Couple of repeats in there. Shame in 2023, Mixtape 17 and 22, BFG 21, and who else but AMP with the 18-19 repeat. Brought to you by Ultiworld.
Talking things over there on the sideline after that. Kind of helter-skelter point on offense. So far, Kelsey, is this kind of what you thought would unfold here in this final?
Not really. I mean, if you had to ask anyone coming in today, I think most people would have graded Hybrid as the pretty heavy favorite. You know, I heard things all the way from, you know, maybe Hybrid by 5. And there's a chance that things could crack open in the second half. Both teams definitely feeling each other out. But right now, Slow is getting their opportunities. They are capitalizing on a lot of those opportunities. These are very neck and neck, and this is a really exciting game.
Yeah, the game of Ultimate, especially I feel like in these high stakes situations, is poetically it's a heavyweight battle, right? It's a boxing match. We just went through the first couple rounds, both teams trading jabs and awaiting that uppercut to the jaw to put the other opponent on the ground and claim a victor.
Courtney Walby there, big roller, trying to fight through this upwind.
A zone look here from Hybrid, or maybe just a junk look to start.
I think Hybrid thrashing the lanes just enough to slow down any set play, but then back into tight person defense.
As this one up towards us in the corner, not too much on it and not a rough room for Cruz to be able to go and claim that disc.
And we have seen that so many times. The challenge of that same third shot, you have to have the right amount of edge. It's got to be mostly flat so it can sit out, because if you put too much edge, the wind is just going to push it down and sink it to the ground.
So a break opportunity for Hybrid. Cunningham directing traffic. Up ahead to Johnson.
Walby ripping that around shot.
Cunningham once again needing some help. Goes near sideline to Nitz. And that one will get blocked.
And that, folks, is the challenge of just going sideline, sideline, sideline. It's such a small window. There's no forgiveness. And Slow catching up there, putting the pressure on. And now they're off high side. I thought we were going to get a deep look.
Threatening that blade over the top. Going to put one up. Nitz in the area, over the top. A great read the whole way there by Enria.
Aaron Ray, just such a deep threat. And I love this Ray and Nitz matchup. They're both tall, really capable in the air. Nitz had denied Ray on the under, but then Ray turns the corner, strikes it deep, and again, that time, flat out to space, Ray able to read it, get underneath it, and attack it. So watch again. See how much edge is on this, and the wind just shoves it down, doesn't sit out there to space. And you can see underthrown, having to come back to it. No love for Johnson. Now look at the edge on this sitting out, floating up. Ray reads it perfectly, goes up strong, two hands. Ray for days.
And that's a tough one to kind of almost read in the air. There's a good cloud cover now, but a little bit sunny as well. Just over the top and ripping. Ray doing a good job of making an adjustment in the air with her body.
So Adekale to lean into your metaphor. The punches continue. Slow now did the hard work. Their offense got the hold, and now they get to send their defense out. And again, it's that kind of that question of like, can they absorb those body shots? Who flinches first? Both teams testing each other, maybe digging a little deeper into their toolbox. What can they throw to change this out? Hybrid's so good at isolating its players in space.
Now, Kelsey, they say everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And currently, both of these teams have not been bashful about those blows. Mast. Around to Garantzer. Matamore. Bartlett looking to work. Up ahead to Matamore again, short of the end line. Using that sort of screen. Nice grab up in the air. Some contact as well, but play will continue.
Coffin just elevating to bring that one down, using legs, and that was a straight up handler weave back across, keeping the space open. Hybrid is at its most dangerous when they are just in motion, legs churning.
And I mean, I would hate to cover Matamore. I mean, it's like you're in a phone booth, right? And you got 2 feet of kind of separation. Yeah, you're getting cooked when you have to cover Matamore in small spaces.
So agile. And watch Coffin, maintains balance, attacks this up line. And what an interesting, almost like inside backhand. Not quite a push pass, definitely has rotation. But watch this throw again. Steps up, that might have been a push pass.
Hello.
Small spaces.
Hello, there you are. And just a little boot pass into the end zone. And Makeda Matamore, 3 goals on the day so far in this half. And that's a good sign for the team in purple if that continues.
Absolutely. And remember, Hybrid doing all of this without the assistance of Kat McGuire, who is one of their absolute all-stars, just phenomenal receiver, someone they love to send downfield. And so some of these Hybrid players really having to step up into these roles and own these spaces a little bit more. I mean, what a wealth of riches to have Matamore, Mast, and McGuire all out there in your arsenal. How do you cover that?
Say the 3 M's.
Not M&M, M true. What's our trio for that?
M cubed. Now slow answering back. They're churning up yardage.
Gorgeous insides by Slow. Loved that look from Cruz earlier. Slow searching for the high side, but too high. Opportunity for Hybrid.
Lewis comes down with the block. Champeau weighing his options, and this D-line's hungry for a break. Lewis an inside look for Simcoe! Just short of the goal line. And falling down, putting it up, reading it, tiptoeing in the corner. I mean, that footwork is crazy there from Lewis.
That was in Adekale? That was nuts.
Bookends there for Ann Arbor Hybrid.
So we already had the bid from Simcoe. But then in those small spaces, Dalton Smith almost falling down to get that throw off, puts too much edge on it. Wind captures it, pops it up in the air. But then to toe in like that, Ben Lewis on the second effort. Watch this again, and you see the wind just wreaking havoc. Lewis went up strong, got that one. He has the shot to Simcoe. Big save there. And you can see Dalton Smith, big second effort here from Lewis. How does he keep his toes in? And through some of that late contact too. That's a little body-on-body hug. doesn't look great coming down, but he got it.
Yeah. If Lewis spends the off-season doing ballet, I believe it after that one. I mean, in the corner, using that huge frame of his. And he left a stamp on this point in almost every facet, right? Skying, getting that block, then making the inside throw, and then the toe tap.
Those some big boys right there for Hybrid. I believe coaches told us there are only 2 of their male matching players that are under 6 feet, and that would be Dalton Smith and Abe Coffin. That's it. And both of those have hops. Actually, Coffin, who can't be much over like 5'8", 5'9", probably has the best hops.
So Slow having to respond. Chan going deep, doesn't get it. Pushing forward. This is a 50-50 ball, but Hybrid claims it.
Hobday just ripping that one down. You see the value of this addition.
Now looking to run. Johnson. Back around. There's a call being made. Cunningham.
Mark Whitten completely poached by his defender. Slow wholesales on that, pushing the defense up, and it works.
This one floating across to Whitehead. Opening up, no deep cuts.
Interesting how Cunningham turned completely around, looking to read the lane.
Zhao, a couple of fakes. And Whitehead racing deep as Cunningham fell down. But a good communication and switch. Zhao on the outside. Zhao putting up a lefty backhand, blading away. And that will be a turnover. Disc going back to Hybrid, another break opportunity. Simcoe. As we have a foul called.
What a duel here between Hybrid and Slow. Hybrid and Slow have been neck and neck, but this could be what breaks it open. If Hybrid's able to take this, they'll go up 8-5, and that's a big hill to climb coming in the second half. They've done this before.
Working from their own end line. This one put up, but Johnson a couple of fakes. Simcoe laying out, but that one was blading away the whole time.
You can see McNamara frustrated. I liked the way that he looked off those deep looks. They were already deep. There was no defense there. Wow, that's a rocket heading out of the park. What a tough one. Yeah, so McNamara, 2 looks, no love there. Takes the inside shot to Simcoe instead, and usually that's golden. That's the one you want, but too far. But here, big third break opportunity for Hybrid on this point. They got a long march to go, but they're already halfway there.
Mast able to baseball slide and pick that one up.
Hybrid on this low side right now. Can they find middle? Can they score without needing to?
Hobday waiting for a reset. Johnson able to milk that one. Just short of the end line, still churning. Cunningham across the line, and backdoor is Mark Witten. As we have a call. Pick, perhaps.
Did it affect the play?
It's a great question.
I mean, from that perspective, just looked like a laser down the sideline.
Yeah, didn't really look like that.
Over here. The disc went to the area I mentioned. I was never concerned. Maybe it's not affected yet.
Yeah, Kelsey, I'm not really sure where that pick was.
I'm not saying it for sure. Yeah. I'm happy to go to the server. Yeah. That's totally fine.
And the score will stand as Hybrid takes the half 8-5 here over Slow.
So a little bit of interesting conversation there. You heard the observer saying, you know, if you think you had a chance, you can send it back, you can test it. However, choosing to go to the observer says, no, you didn't have a chance. Therefore, goal stands, Hybrid celebrates, and Hybrid takes half.
So what was once knotted up at 5 apiece quickly, Hybrid is slowly starting to pull away in this first half.
Remember, we had that rocket that went way out of bounds, and I see the vision. The space is definitely there, but the wind just taking it. And then this laser down the sideline from Mark Witten. Took him a while to be able to celebrate it, but they got to. And Hybrid cruising to an 8-5 lead.
Get the ultimate news you need to know with the Deep Look podcast. I'm Charlie Eisenhood.
And I'm Keith Rayner, and together we bring the games, names, and moments in Ultimate to your podcast feed. We talk Ultimate's biggest news from on and off the field about and with the people making it.
And every week we go live on YouTube. Come join the fun, the trivia, the picks, the analysis, and more Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time.
We'll see you there.
So joining us down on the sideline, we have Slow Coach Mark Goff. Coach, what a ride. This is the pretty epic duel between y'all and Hybrid. Coach, one of the things you talked about with us right before the game was marks, and specifically like how Hybrid and you're trying to defend players in isolation in big spaces. Where do you think you've succeeded? Where do you think you still need to improve?
Well, the score suggests that they're succeeding pretty well, and I think they are. I think they're able to get downfield right now against the marks and into open space, and we need to make them go sideways a little bit more. If we can do that, we'll get more chances.
Can you just touch on battling through the elements here today, especially today? It's been a lot more windy than it has in the tournament so far. But what do you think is the adjustment for you guys offensively to kind of clean things up and get some cleaner holds and get your defense out there?
Some of this is just keeping our spacing good. There are good throwers on both teams. We can throw both directions. This is a real wind we got to pay attention to, but it's still possible to attack. But when your spacing isn't good, it's hard to really threaten both ways, and we've got to try to do that.
So when you say spacing, open that up, unpack that for our audience a little bit. What are you looking to improve? What to you is good and poor spacing?
The better your spacing is, the more options you get. If you want to be able to throw into the wind, you're starting shorter and giving yourself more space to work. If you want to make big in cuts, you're changing your spacing. But a lot of this is also lateral. These teams, both of us are playing pretty wide out open offenses, and that's important to anticipate what's happening so that the space is good for the next cutter.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
So Hybrid up 8-5 over Slow, and the thing that really sticks out to me there, break chances and breaks
Yeah, if you looked at total turnovers, you wouldn't think it was that much of the difference, but it's where the turns are coming. And right now, there are more turns coming from Slow's offense than from Hybrid's. Hybrid able to have 3 clean holds to Slow's 1. And right now, Hybrid counterattack really capitalizing on those opportunities. 3 for 8, not a bad number in the conditions that we are seeing today.
As we take a look at how we got here so far, Simcoe doing things on both ends of the field.
Coach Goff talked about the throwers on both sides, and we've definitely seen that in action. These teams are not shy to attack deep. We've seen just a clinic put on by some of the female matching players finding those deep spaces. But it's also been who can win the disc in the air. These discs are holding up, and we've seen Hybrid get up, get down, and really catching some of these second efforts. And right now, that is the difference.
We're going to take a short breather. Stay tuned here for more action. Hybrid slow. Hybrid up 8-5.
The game's biggest stars on the game's brightest stage. The world's most competitive annual tournament pits the playmakers and the game changers against one another in a weekend of action.
So many legacies on the line in this game.
Arguably the best player.
And that's just ridiculous. She's got it, and it's over.
Welcome back to Pro Champs Finals for Mixed. We are joined here by Hybrid head coach. Thanks so much for joining us, Coach. It's been quite a show. Slow really took it to you right from the start, but it feels like your defense is settling in and starting to get some opportunities. Has the game gone to plan, from your opinion?
No, but you just have to be able to adjust in the moment. You're right. They did a good job of coming out with high energy. They had a good game plan moving forward. We made some adjustments in that second quarter. We talked further as leadership in this halftime, so I think we're going to continue to adjust here.
Yeah, so you're talking about adjustments. What are some of those that you can share with us?
We are going to try to invite more horizontal throws, maybe take away their vertical attacking. We're going to adjust our sideline trap mark just a tick. Other than that, they're doing a good job of getting their FMPs out into space going downwind, so we're going to try to probably back hit them.
Coach, I know we talked about at the beginning here of Pro Champs how you only have 2 players, male matching players under 6 feet, and seeing Big Ben Lewis make that play on the block and then the toe tap being graceful in the end zone. What does that do for your squad, seeing the added height make big plays like that?
It's crucial going into this upwind end zone. eBay is making plays left and right, so we're happy with that. Our throwers are giving him chances, giving other players chances, so we just got to keep attacking that upwind end zone. We'll be all right.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, y'all.
So Hybrid staying cool there with the breeze and with the purple jerseys. They're up 8-5. We'll be back shortly.
Get the ultimate news you need to know with the Deep Look podcast. I'm Charlie Eisenhood.
And I'm Keith Rayner, and together we bring the games, names, and moments in Ultimate to your podcast feed. We talk Ultimate's biggest news from on and off the field about and with the people making it.
And every week, we go live on YouTube. Come join the fun, the trivia, the picks, the analysis, and more, Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time.
We'll see you there. The game's biggest stars on the game's brightest stage. The world's most competitive annual tournament pits the playmakers and the game changers against one another in a weekend of action. So many legacies on the...
As we welcome you back here to Virginia Beach, Virginia, if you're just tuning into this one, Ann Arbor Hybrid up 8-5 over Boston Slow here in the mixed final of Pro Champs. Kelsey Percy here with Adekale Ande in the booth. Just been an exciting first half, the second half, hoping for more of the same, but the score not really indicative of what was really going on.
It has been an absolute duel. Slow had Hybrid's number initially, were the first to strike with an immediate break, but Hybrid fought their way back. 3 breaks to their name over the course, and here's this shot deep.
Deep look out the back of the end zone and just outside the fingertips there of McNaughton.
McNaughton frustrated. That was a heroic effort. Had it in his hand and the contact of the ground just shaking loose.
So Hybrid trying to capitalize.
Dalton Smith, I think, taking advantage of McNaughton feeling less than happy and got a quick step on restarting the disc, and Hybrid already halfway down the field.
Some contact with Weiss. Uncontested.
Cords there going rolling a little bit, but he's up, handshake, we're all good.
Weiss and Smith go back and forth. Smith up the line, finds Nitz as they approach the red zone. Just behind, I believe, T-Low there for Hybrid, and the disc will go back to Slow. This one will float and be tough and corralled. Possession still alive for Slow. A deep shot, but this one will blade the whole way out of bounds. So once again, a break opportunity here for Ann Arbor.
We've talked about it once, we've talked about it maybe 10 or 15 times. Edge of the disc matters, folks, in the wind. You've got to get it just right, or the wind is going to take control and send it where it pleases.
The wind takes no prisoners. Some contact in the backfield.
So stall count going down to 0. I think Dalton Smith saying that he felt Cortez was obstructing his ability to cut into that space. But that may be distracting Tracy Lowe. Disc hits the turf and Slow short field.
Slow scrambling, trying to get back on the mark as they flip the field and on around.
Cruz doing such a good job in the backfield for this Slow team, and just like that, they punch it in. Hello, Break City.
Ellie Joes able to punch it in.
And that's not a break, excuse me. That's a hold. It just felt like that energy.
So Slow able to get one on the board. Wasn't pretty, wasn't clean, but a hold is a hold.
And I think that coming from that defensive pressure, really taking away the initial options. And you can see that gorgeous throw. McNaughton, so frustrated. Incredible effort. And here, the wrong edge. The wind just picks up and sails it out of bounds. Tracy Lowe looking upfield for Hobday. Can't get there. Heroic separate effort, too. And apologies, that's not Hobday.
Looks like Annie Mylink.
Adekale over here keeping me accountable.
That's what partners are for. We got each other's back.
Yeah, yeah.
And currently,
we want to give credit where credit's due, right? So Hybrid had been on a 3-point run. Slow, able to slow that down and get their defense out on the field, and that's what you want to ask from an offense.
So we get our first look at the Hybrid O here in the second half. Mass to pick up. It's floating. That's a tough look. Coming in for the denial there is Ryan Cardinal. So break opportunity for Slow to begin the second half. And Cardinal immediately lets one rip. And a tough look as Bartlett is there to defend.
Tyler Chan climbed the ladder but was rung short. And Garinger maybe telegraphing that pass to Coffin a little bit too much. Cardinal just able to pounce the lane. Those have got to be out in front. They've got to be where the cutter can attack them. You can't set them behind because the defense is right there.
And that's a tough angle going upwind, especially, and a mishandle in the backfield creates an even shorter field here for Slow to get a break.
Bartlett, I think, used to being able to arc that around to Garinger, but again, wind creating havoc, floats it over the top. Short field advantage, and you know what we've said about those so far this weekend.
Zhao going back door with the left hand over the shoulder.
What a lane find by Zhao.
And so we have a timeout called here by Slow.
That was the tiniest of windows.
Talk about throwing your receiver open, right? I mean, looked like Cardinal's back was facing her.
So it's been a series of errors, throw behinds, throws too far, throw miscues. Both teams looking just a little sloppy coming out of the half. Definitely not what we saw down the front of the first, but look at this narrow window. That's a gorgeous read. Good confidence from Cardinal there, backpedaling, watching it all the way in. And veteran move, that can be a question of study. And speaking of studying, you know what we do when we're going to study, and we do this professionally here, yeah? Ultiworld subscription, the way that you get access to all this film, the way you see shows just like the one that we're putting on now, you like that, you appreciate, you want more of it, you want to use it in your own coaching or your own individual performance development, subscribe to Ultiworld. Check out that website now.
So we're getting ready for Club Nationals. If you're liking what you're seeing right here at Pro Champs, October 23rd to the 26th, make sure you stay tuned to watch more teams like this compete for a national title right here on Ultiworld. So an 8-6 contest, Slow, an opportunity for a break on the goal line. Cardinal having trouble having to air bounce, and going back door is Mast.
Mast wants to get things moving. Quick shots to Matamore and Rachel Mast down the line.
Mast, green light. Air bounces one. This is going to be tough. And coming down with it is Cardinal.
That is the second time Cardinal has gotten one over on Abe Coffin this point.
Around for Chan. Chan down the line on the up line. And it looked like a fallen offensive cutter, but it doesn't matter. Still a break there for Slow.
A little bit of a play advantage there. That's a big one for Slow. And just like that, they are within one.
It's a game here in the final, the mixed final.
Tell you what, Hybrid looked so dialed in on the wind and their swing executions. And I don't know if it's fatigue, if it's not, feeling a little bit overconfident. Could be a variety of things. But Slow just able to literally pounce. Watch this, pops up. Watch how strong Cardinal goes up. Abe Coffin having to jump a little bit underneath the disc, and then Tyler Chan. This shot out to space. Beautiful, beautiful job.
That's one that Jonathan Mast wants back on that swing. As a taller player, getting too low, not enough snap on the throw, and it popped up, creating that window for Cardinal to get the D.
Yeah, just a little too casual. And look here, Cardinal going back out on defense. They can feel the momentum. They can feel the energy. They know they have to take their opportunities where they find them. They could go 3 in a row, too. Remember, end of the half, Hybrid had a hold, 2 breaks, 3 points consecutive in a row that went to their favor. Now Slow with an opportunity to do the same.
A rolling pull into the end zone, stopped by Cunningham.
Hybrid technically still up a break.
So we see some D-line crossover. Cunningham working in the first look at zone from Slow this game.
They say, you'll give me yards, I'll take that, and then Dalton Smith explodes.
Cunningham and Smith have been getting every other in the popping space. Enter Schwally.
Interesting, they're not really having the personnel hitting that high side the way that they have in other points. Just playing a little bit more small ball, a little bit more within themselves. And I don't know that it's working.
Cunningham inside. Step around at the pylon and just hitting the grass. Back to Slow, an opportunity on the break to tie things up.
That throw outside of Hobday's reach. Heroic effort there to try to get it. But this is the opportunity Slow was looking for. They could go 3 in a row right here. A lot of big separation. Incredible bid from Dalton Smith.
Quickly working in Smith on the pop-up time, and that's one of the things I was talking about earlier that needs to be, I feel like, an advanced analytic, that pop-up time after a layout, and Smith blink of an eye in the end zone.
He is so quick to attack after a turn. Just his mentality shifts, and it's such a different gear out of Calais. From guarding defensively to initiating offensively, and he gets the disc moving faster than almost anyone else in the league. Slow had them on the ropes, and just like that, Smith exploded off that inside shoulder, gets up and scores. Cardinal doesn't even know what hit him.
And that one reaching around by Smith to block it, and then quickly popping up, striking upline for the score. So Slow, a little stop, and their momentum, but they're still down 2. Now they can get it back here offensively and get back within 1. This high arcing pull, plop, blade, and roll right to us.
Well fielded out of Calais. Good job.
And I make the terrible backhand back into play, and that's why I'm in the booth. It's okay, though.
That's the most excitement we've had all weekend out of Calais.
Add that one to my low light heel reel.
I didn't see it on camera. We're golden.
Stepping in. Slow working past their own end zone. Almost a foot block. Good holster.
Hampton, so much surety in the wind. I love her step out. Her low release, but she's low releasing flat with a ton of spin, and it just cuts through.
So I believe a pick was called on the field. The disc will get returned.
Maybe we get to see Hampton do it again.
It's not deja vu if she does it again. Not a replay either.
McNamara taking on the McNaughton matchup at that front of the stack position. Considering where the stall count is, probably next up.
Leading a reset now is McNaughton. Having trouble, floats one up. Not able to be handled there by Harwood. Great chance, deep shot, put down the field. A battle for it. And it is claimed single-handedly by Vukovic.
Vukovic had actually stopped his cut. Mark Witten threatened the backhand, came back around, threw the flick instead, and Vukovic went, okay, I'll go get it. And go and get it, he did indeed.
A break for Ann Arbor as they go up 10-7. Take a look at how that last play really unfolded. Vukovic didn't initially see that deep look, had to get on his horse, and then doing an excellent job of body control and going up.
He came from about 5 yards behind, but it was sitting up so tall. Again, that big frame. We've talked about hybrid. A lot of big bodies on this team. And right now, when it comes to the end zone, they are owning that space. Handles, not so much. Slow has definitely gotten theirs in the air in the handle space, but when it comes to deep, hybrid continuing to pad the stat sheet.
Rolling pull there from Walby. Gets to about midfield, and the wind pushing it past the player line.
So we went from the possibility of Slow being able to put 3 points together in a row to hybrid breaking back again.
A spirited call about whether being up or down may have touched the grass.
Cunningham communicating from the down line. Had a good perspective and says, nah, you're all good, let's play on.
Chan now will look for Cardinal deep as this one blading right into his hands. Quick work for Slow as they answer back.
Tell you what, if you are a second offensive line, you're that O-prime, you're that rebound, you're going out there, that is the perfect way to get it done, because when you score that quickly, you have the opportunity not just to take care of business, but then to actually go back out and play defense again for your team. It's an optimal position, and it almost erases that break from your team's memory. Yeah, I think that's a good call. I think that's up all the way. And then just on a rope down this line. We've talked about the edge, gave it enough height that as it sank down, as it got pushed, just dropped into the hands. Cardinal little celebration, Selly. He has done a ton of work for this Slow team and is part of the reason why they are still within 2.
Yeah, him and Chan have a really strong connection on this Slow team. They've been doing an excellent job in that backfield, and Chan, 1 goal and 2 assists so far in the game.
Get that guy too. Cunningham? Get that guy. Hanson.
Just hearing the love there on the sideline. Chan to Cunningham. Mast trying to weigh his options. Working down the line, looking for Mast just short of the end line, but I'm wrong. That's a score. I'm sorry, Rachel. Add that to your stat sheet. Mast to Mast in the end zone for the score.
And in some ways, it's been a relatively quiet game for Rachel Mast. I think lots of other teammates stepping up, and quite frankly, their defense has been taking a lot of the spotlight, and with good reason. But we have seen Rachel Mast work throughout this tournament. And man, if we had stats from every single game, she would, I'm sure, be leading this team.
Yeah, been an absolute force for Ann Arbor.
And a little Mast to Mast love, and you saw the cheer reflect that. We've seen lots of that love connection all over this tournament.
So 11-8. Hybrid adding on.
You know how to call it credit where credit is due? I really want to give a shout out to the slow defense, because in some ways I think they've been very effective at taking Rachel Mast out of the spaces that she wants to operate in and making them not available to her. And I think that's been a key part why we haven't spoken, why we haven't seen as many plays. It's just they are defending her very effectively. Wow, that is a gorgeous rip of a pull from Cunningham. High and arcing, lands inbounds, but Slow, not fazed by that in the slightest, goes fully cross field and takes over the high side.
Slow working, trying to be patient here on those underneath cuts. And reaching out, but not able to handle as that's a turn.
Hybrid did a good job there of really separating the handle and the cutter lines. Made for some big gainers, but also made for those opportunities.
There's a pick called down the field, return to Smith. Smith rears back, but the wind will say otherwise. Eighth defender makes its presence known.
Smith lets go of that one and looks down at his hands in dismay. Going, did I just do that? Did I throw that?
Forgot to put the batteries in, but a handball on the goal line. Quickly back to Hybrid, some contact, the front corner.
Champeau attacked the front corner. Johnson was not ready for it, tried to pick up quickly, and there was just congestion in that front cone. Watch this stuff. We're actually a little blocked by the big shoulders of Weiss. But you can see scrambling, good recognition there by the defender on Slow to get in front, take away that option before setting a mark. Okay. That's really good heads-up defense.
No, the disc, check the disc.
Still a lot of bodies right there.
Break opportunity for Hybrid. Johnson. High stall count for Johnson, has to dump it forward. And able to get the back corner pylon is Liliana Hobday.
Hobday really stepping up in this big game situation, and that is the biggest lead today that Hybrid has had over the Slow team. They are now up 4.
They're jacked up on the sideline. It's break time there for Hybrid, and they're starting to pull away from Slow.
Again, one more look just at that impressive hand block by Johnson. Johnson moving the mark a little bit, shimmies, smooth shot into Hobday. Hobday getting that separation that they needed on that front cone.
That's what I was thinking. He turned up and the wind turned off. Yeah.
Johnson jacked up there on the sideline.
We're going to the middle. It's like a circle.
So Johnson just blowing off his hand, heating up from that hand block. You know the team is feeling good when they're loose, they're cracking jokes, joking about the wind, and it has been gusty. It'll die down, be not that big, and then it'll come ripping through again, and players just having to play the moment more than have a plan.
So the wind's starting to pick up again for Slow as they're looking to go upwind.
Big flat mark from Hybrid. They're really trying to absorb. You can see them trading. just shifting back and forth. But then Zhao gets involved and gets the disc moving.
Back to the center. Whitehead and then Chan and travel call.
Got a little bit of a light heckle earlier on in the men's final from Keith Rayner, but thought some of the changes to the travel ruling meant that we weren't supposed to get these sort of stoppages, but we're getting them anyways.
Chan pivots and give a reach around. That's a battle there between Mylink and Zhao. Zhao, lefty backhand blading up, corralled just short of the goal line. Cross field for the score. Wasn't pretty, but like we said, a hold is a hold.
Cortez to Rouse, just going up with authority. One hands that and then comes back down, and the quick strike across to Rouse. Defense can't do anything about it, can't set up. They've been so good at defending that front line. And watch all that shake and bake coming from Zhao. Zhao really being the release valve for this slow team. The acrobatics by Cortez, and then finds the lane, goes across the front line, just inches away from the fingers of the defender. Nitz was so close to putting the pressure on that one. Rouse, ice in her veins and full concentration.
She saw an inside look at the conversation on the D-line. Needing to stop the deep cuts. Really put some pressure on Hybrid.
And I think also saying that they will need deep cuts if they get a turn. Really wanting to play that field position, knowing that they are playing defense downwind. Both these teams have proved they can score both ways, but there is added pressure.
Mast. Able to find Coffin. Garanser. Mast stepping through this time, not popping on that low release. And cross field. Will it stay in bounds? Yes, it will. Quick work for Hybrid.
That is beautiful vision from Hybrid. You know that is what they want to do. Score quick, score clean. Doesn't let the slow offense rest at all after that previous long point. But we've talked about edge. Jonathan Mast serving it up just on a platter. Sails across. Watch this again. That shot up to space, apologies, not coming from Jonathan Mast. Coming from Schwally instead. And just perfect. Coffin barely even having to attack it, just hits him in the chest, fully in bounds. That's well executed throw.
The only reason I call that play is because they are going ball. So if ball goes left, that goes right.
Just slow. Once again, needing a spark, needing something to get themselves back into this final, and it's got to start with offense. Quick around. Towards this near sideline. Just not too much on that one. I think the wind might have pushed that one up
Hampton couldn't keep it, and Hampton, taken off guard, doesn't catch up, and there's a streaking hybrid cutter down the field. Dalton Smith strikes.
As Mylink, the assist there to Hobday in the end zone for a quick break for Ann Arbor.
Tell you what, the difference in this game right now has absolutely been how hybrid pounces on those opportunities. They are fast breaking like it's their business.
No rest for the weary. As soon as there's a turn, that D-line is going.
And we are at game point, Adekale.
Game point in the mixed final. It's been mostly Ann Arbor hybrid here in this second half.
Love how Malink got that D, just put her head down and trucked for the end zone. The hustle play and the offhand backhand. Lefty backhand into Hobday. Defense nowhere in sight.
Dalton Smith filling up that stat sheet. It's been a propeller there for hybrid. His first year with the squad.
Make that third year. Make that third year. Signature red cleats on display. Yeah. Low-key facts. Dalton Smith is one of the key recruiting factors for this hybrid team. Played down in Texas, little Roughnecks action in the UFA, also played up in Chicago. So just getting that full. If you had to map this hybrid team across the U.S., you just get a big fat slice down the middle of the country.
Able to read that one as Zhao as that pass was sailing, and now they're looking to run.
Remember, folks, this is not the big dance. The Pro Champ's just one of the ways. Looks like we will get a pick call. Hybrid and slow both know this. It's not about peaking here. They're still on a trajectory. They've got to get through possibly sectionals, regionals for sure, onto the national tournament, and that is where it matters. This is all a tune-up. But it's a nice one to have that extra part of the Triple Crown.
A high release backhand is deflected and swatted twice there by McNamara.
Cardinals gotten big on multiple occasions, though we are seeing some more conversation on the field.
Hybrid, an opportunity to win in the final, and going to look for that deep shot. Really blading. Excellent job by Slow to play some defense and get it back.
Hardwood and Johnson have been going at it all game long, and that time Hardwood won that battle.
Zhao going deep, some contact with Chan, looking to reset. Having trouble finally getting the swing off his Whitehead. Into Chan. High stall count for Chan. Big bit from
McNamara getting big on that one, but Slow just keeps up the pace.
Over to Whitehead. On the doorstep, Slow, some contact in the end zone.
Hybrid doesn't need this one to win, but it would be sweet if they could end with their defense. But Slow playing with confidence like the game is theirs.
Is there a contest in the foul? Okay. So we have a no contest in the foul.
If it's an offense calls it, it's going to come back.
Oh, the offense calls it?
Yes. If offense calls the foul, it's going to come back because it's before the throw.
Correct.
Well, what was the result of? Was it contested or uncontested? Well, do we know the result is contested or uncontested? Foul.
No contested.
Uncontested foul, so we're going to come in on one.
Offensive foul?
Offense called it,
Defensive
so it's a defense committed an infraction. It's coming in on one.
To recap, offensive foul, stall count down to 1. There is an open slow player in the corner still. However, that pause allowed Hybrid to recalibrate and figure out their matchups. And now a slow turn in the backfield.
A mishandle by Whitehead. Cunningham looking to pick up quickly. Around to Schwally. Into Johnson, power position, Cunningham. Cunningham rears back, the lefty backhand, looking for Schwally just short of the end line.
Hybrid thought that was in. You didn't have the same hustle, but now they are charging. Johnson can't jump it in.
And a travel called on Johnson. This will go back.
Nitz was open on the corner, but with that stoppage, we'll probably have to clear out. The game is not over yet.
So break chance for Hybrid to win Pro Champs, and a timeout called on the goal line.
Ooh, I have opinions about that, Adekale.
Do share, Kelsey. What are you thinking about that timeout?
I hate it. I really, really do. I think they had Slow tired on their back heel. They're in that red zone. I would love for them to clear out and just grind, and now they're giving Slow a chance to catch their breath, to get set up. Yes, they can set up a play, but just kill it. Just take it.
Yeah, almost.
But those are my thoughts.
Almost seemed like Johnson was rushing a little bit. Definitely could have found Nitz in that corner again.
Yeah, Whitehead looking to claw the disc there instead of clap catch. Then Hybrid strikes hard. Swally got that big gainer. Dishes to Johnson. Jumps not in. They are so close. You can feel the urgency. Nitz was open. The travel called. It goes back, and maybe feeling like they had lost a little bit of that momentum with the call. So now they will set up a play, and we'll get to see what the playbook looks like for Hybrid when they get a time in the red zone with the game on the line.
The sideline starting to pack up. Looks like a couple of Space Force players watching on the sideline in this mixed final.
Definitely most of the crowd that we have seen so far. It's getting a little louder on the sidelines. The women's final could be spicy.
Johnson with the rock up ahead, and that's game to Cunningham. Ann Arbor Hybrid takes this one off a break. 15-9 over Slow.
Was that a no-look throw at Adekale?
I'd have to take a second look at it.
Oh my gosh. Cunningham just charging up the sideline, and Johnson dishes. That's pure chemistry right there. Watch this. Okay, he is looking. They do make eye contact, but it's just a facing the opposite way, seals out the defender, backhand around.
So make that 12 straight wins here for Ann Arbor Hybrid since the U.S. Open. Dominant fashion.
So a well-fought battle between Hybrid and Slow. Similar results to what we saw in U.S. Open. Who can take this Hybrid team down? Right now they are firing on all cylinders. Big number. 16 break chances to Slow 7. 7 executed out of that 16. Hybrid will probably say we can do better. I'm sure they can. But Slow, I think the score not reflecting the effort and the closeness, especially down the first half, that they were able to put, how much pressure they executed against this Hybrid team.
Just an overall just great game back and forth between these teams. And coming up next here in this game, we've got Fury and Riots, the women's final, the last one right here on Ultiworld. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. We're excited about it.
Oh, so excited. This is the head-to-head that I wanted to see, but we've got a good interview for you now. Liliana Hobday on the mic. Thanks so much for joining us, Lily. I loved earlier this year getting to see your brother Danny shine on the big stage, and now getting to see you in this game experience just makes my Minnesota heart sing.
Yeah, love Minnesota. Great community to come from.
Absolutely. So how's it been fitting in with this hybrid team? Was there a big learning curve, or how was that experience for you?
Yeah, I've actually played with a lot of the hybrid players on Indy Red, so that with the FMPs, it meshed really, really well. There was a lot of adjustment to playing with MMPs again. I've been playing in the FMP division for a while, but it's the pace of the game that I really love. Started out playing YCC mix, so I was happy to jump back in, and hybrid's been great, making sure we all mesh together.
Can you just touch and talk about on your defense, right? As soon as you guys get a turn, it's an immediate pickup. There's not. I don't even think there's even a nanosecond on the turn and go to attack. Is that something you guys practice often?
Yeah, I mean, we have a really, really quick handler set with Dalton and Jeff, and so if we can pick it up and get moving, we're a really, really quick team, and we can catch people and get them on their heels right away, and I think that creates a real advantage for us. Teams aren't ready for it. So, yeah, we talk about that a lot in practice.
Well, thank you for joining us, and congrats on the win today.
Thank you.
You're pro champs.
Yeah.
So big victory there for hybrid, taking down Slow 15-9. They remain mostly untested. Maybe a little bit of friction coming for their game against Mixtape, but once they made it into the semifinals and finals, they were on a roll. Big plays, precision, and the fast break going for this hybrid team. Boston Slow making it all the way to the finals after a rough start. They've got a bright future. We're going to see more of them towards the national championships. But it has been a fun weekend so far.
Super fun weekend. Hybrid coming up on top. 15-9 here over Slow. Make sure you stay tuned for the women's final next. Hybrid winning this one in the mixed division, 15-9.